For a German wine journalist, it's always a must to come to the booth of the German Wine Institute. Steffen, tell me, how important is PROWEIN for the German Wine Institute?
PROWEIN is the most important showplace for German wines throughout the whole year. There's no other place where you can meet that many German producers in 3 days and drink so many German wines. So it is number one for us, there's no doubt.
What are the main topics in this year with German wine?
Well, here at our booth we have 3 major topics. We have rosé wines, because rosé wines, as you know, are booming everywhere in the world. People drink more and more rosé, and we have selected Germany's best rosé sparkling wines and rosé still wines, and we showcase them here at our booth. Secondly, in one part of our booth we have Generation Riesling, so every year we bring along new young German wine talents of the Generation Riesling Group, which is the biggest organization of young winemakers in the world. We have more than 500 members, and a few of them are here. And we also, of course, talk about the Ahr Valley, you know, the flood last year, the catastrophe. So every day we do tasting here just to tell people, listen, the Ahr is alive. They have made wine in the last vintage, and now they're looking for markets to sell these wines, because that's the future of that ravaged region.
How intense was the help of the German Wine Institute for the region of the Ahr?
Well, of course we go there personally and try to help, but that's only a tiny part, because you need thousands of people to help there. But our job is mainly to talk about it and to make sure that it stays in people's minds, because the problem with this kind of catastrophe is that people help in the beginning for a few weeks, and then there's the next catastrophe somewhere in the world, and then it's no longer on people's minds. So we really think for the next years we have to keep talking about this, and they need a lot of help, and we talk about a marathon, not about a sprint.
Drink pink is one of the subjects. Why is rosé wine suddenly so interesting?
It is, I don't think it's suddenly. I think it has been, we've seen this trend for a few years now. And we actually, first we saw it in other countries and less in Germany, but we saw in the last 2 or 3 years that the number of the production of rosé wines is growing, which always reflects that the market is there for these wines. And I think what has really changed is that it's been taken seriously. I think in the past, often people made rosé. Okay, I make also rosé. And now you have quite a few estates who really try to make very good rosés. And already when they grow the grapes, they think about the rosé wine they want to do at the end of harvesting. And I think that that's one of the major reasons that quality has become better, and on the other hand also interest is higher.
PROWEIN is the first time in May due to the pandemic. What do you think? Will it come back to March again in the next year?
I'm sure it will. I think we have all learned that March is the best time of the year, because the new vintage is mainly ready for tasting, and I'm quite confident that we will go back to where it used to be.
Thank you very much, and all the best.
Thank you.